If you didn't see on the last video, haha, sad. Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome back to Tokimotive. Alright, so Alex is here and we just got the big box out of the 31. It's on the bench and gonna pull it down and try to work out why I no longer have full, fifth and reverse. Reverse is non-existent, doesn't engage at all, and fifth, you can hold the output shaft and it won't spin, but at the same time it still is getting a bit of tension. So I don't know what I've done. It's not like I was sliding in fourth or fifth or in reverse, obviously. So I don't know what I've exactly done there, but the clutch disc is bent. It's kind of, rather than being like this, it's kind of bent like this. So it's had a big thrust load when the motor let go, pushing back on it. And there's some pretty bad wear on the clutch. So somewhere there it's thrusted back and just punched the gearbox. And I'm hoping it's just a popped circlip or something to do with the selector fork. And it's not engaging it properly. And like maybe fifth is only just grabbing the synchro and that's why it can move a touch. It grabs a touch and reverse is non-existent. Maybe the whole lot's just shifted and we can put it back. Never pulled one apart, so we're just gonna wing it. We're gonna send it because that seems to be the theme of it at the moment. You just keep sending it till you put the rods through the block. Alright. I think the way I'm gotta get this apart is pull the speed sensor. Got bolts here. I'm sure they come apart for something, because that's your center plate that holds all your gears and rods and stuff. And then the plate in the inside of the bell housing. So by rights I should just be able to unbolt all that and it should come apart.
Send it.
Send it. Alright, so a while ago, long time ago, had a bunch of bearings come out in the oil of this, but it was still working mint, so I wasn't concerned. I'm going to say they came out of here. Yeah, there's meant to be a bearing in there, but clearly there's not now. Just got these bad boys. Combination circlip pliers. That is going to save the day. So I know I've got to remove, I think this outer one should allow that bearing to slide back out. Got a little circlip up there that I've got to pull out. That's for the shifter shaft. And I'm hoping this just slides out because I can't see any circlip on it. Got to knock this little dowel out right in the center there. And then once that's out, I can pop that off and, well, work out where the rest of this bearing went. Once that's out, I'll split the box apart. I might pull that out because I don't know what it is, just in case. And yeah, do these and then try and split it, get it open and see what's going on. I really don't want to have to rebuild the box and learn how to do that right now. The budget is going to be extremely tight for making matsuri and then bring the ruckus, especially with rebuilding the motor and yeah, need a new clutch and although once I got to Raleigh, the big push was over, but it never ends. It's alright, I'm still positive. I'm like that meme, the dog's in the house, this is fine, make it happen. This little bad boy was free floating. What he's doing, I don't know. What he's meant to do, also don't know. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, nah, I'm not missing something. We're starting to separate. Beautiful. My phone died, but this is basically how I found this arm right here, which goes over to your little selector forks. With that being loose, this selector can walk around and do these ones, which it's not meant to do. That's meant to be rigid. Because see, it's got that little notch out there. It's a tiny little sort of step bolt. What are you doing, step bolt? I'm stuck. Anyway, that being loose would definitely be making a big difference. Because now that's not flopping around anywhere near as much and still not even tight. That's going to give it trouble trying to select. Also, there's this fella here that was in the side of the box that I undid at the last minute, but I couldn't pop it out. It didn't want to come out for me. This bad boy right here sits there and locks your selector shaft. To stop this from moving around too much, and you can see those little teeth in there. The spring sits in there with a little ball bearing right at the end. That ball bearing under pressure, that's your fifth and reverse lockout to stop you going from fifth to reverse and reverse to fifth. So that's why it was hard for me to get that front housing off at the start, because I couldn't pop that all the way out, and why it only came out when I messed with this and then kept hitting that. Because then I found the ball bearing sitting in the bottom there. I don't think that had already dropped out though. It could have. Potentially that ball bearing could have already dropped out, and that might have been part of my issue. But I don't know, because I didn't pull that out properly and everything to find out. But I know it's got to go back in like that now. But I think my leading cause is this little fella here when he was moving around too much. Because that setup's got a lot of play with that bolt loose. I tighten it up a little bit, and now it's sort of all moving in one. So that's got to get tightened. My gear, oh, there's the little ball bearing that goes in that bit. My gears are worn. They've definitely had a life, but they're not broken, anything like that. You can see right here, little indent. I'm going to say that's one of those little tiny ball bearings that I found in the oil that I changed out of this back when it was in the OG wagon, that I had no idea where they came from. Now, you look in here, a little bearing carrier with tiny little ball bearings. Right there. Still seems to roll alright, has a bit of play in it, so anyway. They're in there. That's for your selector shaft. Carrier there looks identical to the one on the inside of there. That piece right there, that's exactly where those like 14, 18, however many there were, little tiny ball bearings that came out in that oil change. That can't be helping that shifter, and that movement in that potentially is what worked loose that bolt. Don't know, speculating on that one. When you open your gearbox and you find loose stuff, but all the gears are good, all the little synchro engagement keys and everything, they all look good. Like everything's a bit worn, as you would expect from a box that I've been drifting on for years, but they look all right. That's all it is, I'll take it. I've just got to source the parts now, so that's going to be interesting. I did not kill the 25DET box. It just hurt in a weird way. But that selector bearing's been disappeared for a long time. That oil change I did was yonks ago. Years ago. Now. well, over a year ago. I should be changing my gearbox oil more often, but we'll ignore that detail. But yeah, it's been working all right with that, but I'm going to say that bolt coming loose is the problem why fifth and reverse were not wanting to engage. Makes sense, because it's got a bunch of play in it, and when you go over to activate those gears, it's not going to do anything. Once it's assembled, just try and row some gears and get it in fifth and reverse and make sure that they're actually engaging properly, and with any luck, it's golden. Now just got to try and source those bearings, which is probably going to be difficult. Hey! Future Turkey here. Alrighty guys, that's pretty much it for this one. It's not a very happy go party sort of video, but there's that little knowledge and information on 25DET gearboxes out there. I figured the teardown to find the problem was worth being its own right, and it didn't really fit in neatly with the other videos that I've got already queued up footage for and are ready to be edited and put up. On that note, I also want to apologize for the lack of upload schedule. I overbooked myself massively, and it has been an absolutely insane 3 months. But not to spoil too much, those who follow my Instagram will know, but it was worth it. Definitely worth it. Only regret is not physically having the time to edit and get the videos up for you guys and keep the channel rolling fully. That's my mistake. I'm not going to overbook myself like that next time. Next time I do, hopefully I'm not a one-man operation on the content side of things. I do hope that someone gets value out of this video in terms of information on the box. Can't guarantee everything is 100% spot on because I'm not a gearbox mechanic. Never pulled apart a gearbox before. I was winging it. I'm going with what makes sense. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. If there's any more info on the gearbox stuff that I've missed or I've gotten wrong, feel free to drop it in the comments below. So, oops, nearly pulled over a table, doing the autistic hand thing again. If there's any real good hot tips, drop them down below. I'm sure whoever's looking for it will appreciate it. And if it's helping you guys, then I appreciate it as well. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you as always. And I'll see you in the next one real soon. Real soon. Peace. Nah, peace. Bye.